Hello, YouTube. I'm Vince White. I'm an employment attorney, and kind of a humorous, one today. Um, Somebody asked me recently, "What do you?" It's actually another attorney, an attorney in a different field, but still a plaintiff's attorney, just a plaintiff's attorney in a different field. And this attorney asked me, "Hey, what would you do if your client just started swearing at the judge, like going ham on the judge, just like going crazy?" And I said, "Well, funny you should ask. Been there, done that. Let me just confirm. When you say going ham on the judge, you mean verbally, not like physically, right? No physical attacks, no threats of violence, anything like that." And this guy said, "Yeah, just verbal, just talking a lot of shit." On the record, court stenographer tapping away, getting down everything the client's saying to the judge. And listen, this happened many moons ago to me. Um, uh, Stripping it of all identifying characteristics. Certainly, I'm not looking to embarrass anyone or anything like that, or break any confidences. Although this is all completely public and on the record. Had a client was open court, kind of going back and forth with opposing counsel about some things that we didn't agree about, and the judge made kind of a small comment that my client didn't appreciate. Which I mean, like, I think the judge basically said, like, why would I care about that? But like we're fighting about like discovery stuff, right? Like I'm saying I need this and that and all these things, and here's why I need them, and the judge just goes, "Well, I don't see why I'd care about that." And my client rocketed like a human rocket, SpaceX, to his or her feet. We're not going to identify gender. And grabbed a microphone because in federal court, they often have microphones on the tables, at least in New York. And started to give the judge a little the old what for, little the old fisticuffs verbally though. It was spicy. It was listen. There was some words used that I'm pretty sure the judge did not understand. um, and I get it. I get it. Like, this is your life. This is your livelihood. This is how you put food on the table. This is how you put a roof over your head. This is how you keep your kids alive. This is your job, right? Like, this is a highly charged situation. This is kind of the same thing that happens when people experience road rage, right? People experience road rage because driving a car at 65 miles per hour is super dangerous, and like any little thing can kill you and yours and lots of people, right? Like, so people, have lots of adrenaline and they get really angry and they do crazy things and engage in road rage, and that's a problem, right? But the stakes are kind of similarly high in an employment case. Like, it's not as if, well, there's no big deal. No. This is how you feed your family. This is a big deal. Like, horrible, hateful things were done, and they cost you potentially your livelihood, and the stakes are very, very high. So adrenaline will be very, very high. This is a high conflict situation, and people who don't do it every day are not used to going to these super high conflict situations and just keeping their cool about it, right? Like, it's an unpleasant thing. If you don't do it every day, you're gonna go in. You're gonna be real keyed up. I'm gonna tell you right now, people. It's hard on folks the first couple times. There's a reason attorneys don't last in litigation and this field specifically. It's because a lot of them never get comfortable with like high conflict on the regular, right? So I get it. And so, anyways, to answer this guy's question, he was asking me, what would you do if your client started swearing at the judge? You cover the microphone, even though everyone will hear what you say, because it's a courtroom. and there's no way that you can speak over your client without saying something loud enough they can hear. And you say, hey, you're impacting my ability to assist you. You cover the microphone, right? And I think we should probably have a conversation outside real quick. And if your client stops swearing at the judge, you look at the judge and say, Your Honor, I don't think I can express how much respect I have for you and the bench. And if you might be so kind, if I could take a few moments outside with my client to discuss what that proper respect looks like, I would really appreciate that. And the judge might let you go, have that conversation with your client, in which case you go outside the hallway and you say, hey, I get it, I really do. But the judge, until this moment, didn't care about either side. Now the judge does not like you. So, if you want money, simmer down. The end, right? That's if you're lucky. Right? If you're not lucky, I recommend just getting a seatbelt. See if you get your client to sit down. And making real sure your client doesn't get back up again. Otherwise, those bailiffs are coming your way. I'm not urging you to physically restrain your client. But if there's a way you can keep your client leaping to his or her feet again, do so. Definitely do so. And I say this as someone who's been punched in open court by opposing counsel. So, try to keep things calm. Also, that is a funny story. I was punched in open court by a very elderly attorney who was very angry at how I was arguing my case. And the bailiffs came over, and this attorney, not perhaps in the prime of his physicality. So the bailiffs were fairly relaxed about the whole thing. And I was just kind of like, did you just punch me in the face? And the bailiffs were like, yeah, seriously, guys? I'm like, guys, I'm just standing here. I didn't punch anybody. The bailiffs were like, just go work it out outside. I'm like, all right, fair enough. So yeah, mostly a funny story, but that is in fact what I would do. And if there is any question in any of your minds as to whether or not you should swear at the judge who will be deciding your case, no, don't do that. Especially don't do that. I've heard people be like, oh, I'll go and swear at this judge so I get a new judge. I don't like this judge. Yeah, that's not a good idea. Let's put that idea on the wall of fame of dumb effing ideas. Okay? Yeah, anyways. Yeah, just get your client out of there as fast as you can and explain just the realities. Hey, that's the judge, and that's the person who's going to make a lot of decisions that can help or hinder us. So, yeah, they're going to be rude. That happens to human beings when they have power for a long period of time, and federal judges have powers for decades, and it's a lot of power to decide many lives over the course of their career. And so generally, people have lots of power, begin to communicate in a more direct fashion and tell you a little bit more about what they think than the average human might, and that can be really jarring and hard to deal with when you're all keyed up. But let's not make an enemy of the judge, right? If this was helpful, like and subscribe. If it wasn't, don't. And I hope you all got a good laugh. I think it might be the first time I shared the story about me getting punched in open court. I think I was on the record. I think he punched me while I was I was speaking, and he just